The world is a very unequal place. This is the global income distribution. The poorest on the left of the graph have so very little and live on less than $1 a day. The richest on the right earn a huge amount, in fact way off this graph. Well, where are you? Well, probably somewhere up here. You probably have many more times the money than even the median person in the world. If I put my income into the Giving What We Can calculator, it tells me that I have 26 times more income than the average household. And that's way more than what the very poorest people have. And that really matters for health and for happiness. This graph shows the average self-reported life satisfaction across different incomes in different countries. Now the graph is a log scale, so each point has the graph, the income doubling. So you can see that income really does make a difference. And a doubling of income from say $5 a day to $10 a day makes just as much difference to a person's happiness as an income doubling from $200 a day to $400 a day. So if we want to maximize happiness, we can do this by lifting people out of extreme poverty. And a great way to do this is GiveDirectly. GiveDirectly goes to villages in Kenya and Uganda with very high poverty rates, finds some of the poorest households and gives them money. Now the average recipient lives on only $1 per day, and only 15% of those households report having enough food to eat in the house tomorrow. Now donations are given to these families, so they're given in cell phones, so they get a SIM card and a phone if they don't have one, and they're allowed to do whatever they like with the money. No strings attached at all. Now GiveDirectly would give a typical grant of about $1,000 per household over a course of a year. Now this approach empowers households to use the money for whatever is most important to them, instead of having some person far across the other side of the world decide for them. Common uses include installing a tin roof, which leaks less than a thatch or mud roof, and also has less maintenance cost over the long term. Other things that recipients buy is educational expenses, medical expenses, and food. In fact, some recipients spent some of their money on musical instruments and started a village band, and you can hear one of their recordings playing now. Now, studies have shown that the grants increase recipients' assets and food securities. Now, some people worry that giving handouts is a bad thing, it will cause people to be lazy, but actually the opposite is the truth. Many recipients start or expand a small business, so their income actually increases after the grant. And there's been no material increase on spending in areas like tobacco, alcohol, or gambling. So the evidence shows that GiveDirectly really works. People are using the money wisely and improving their lives. But perhaps most importantly, the grants lead to large reductions in stress and depression and increased life satisfaction. Put simply, GiveDirectly empowers people to make their own decisions and gives people a means to escape the grip of extreme poverty. GiveDirectly, which is recommended by GiveWell, which is an independent charity evaluator, and places it as one of its top charities. So we know it is very well run and truly makes an impact. So please vote for GiveDirectly for the Project for Awesome.